Minister, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for your time. This is Wilinski Magazine, People Who Shape Malta. For us, it's a very special moment because it's number 100. So I couldn't be more happy. Thank you again.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So if we could start, why politics? Where all started?
Well, I haven't always been in politics. I spent most of my working adult life as a pediatric surgeon. I've worked as a surgeon both in Malta and abroad, in London and Sheffield and Liverpool. And as a surgeon, I could influence in a big way the lives of individual people, children, babies, and of course their families. And that was very rewarding. Being a surgeon is very rewarding. Being a pediatric surgeon, a child surgeon, is even more rewarding because you see, you can make a big difference in somebody's life, and it goes on for years. I still meet people now who are 30 years old who tell me, you did an operation on me when I was 5 years old or when I was 6 months old. And that's very rewarding and very satisfying. But as a surgeon, you can only influence, in a big way, granted, the lives of individual people. In politics, your decisions can influence the lives of a whole generation, of a whole country. And this is something that I thought and I still think is something worth pursuing. I've always been interested in politics, even as a teenager. I spent, as I say, 25 years working as a surgeon. When I turned 50, I thought it was time to move on to politics. And I haven't regretted it. There's still a bigger responsibility. I mean, the responsibility of a surgeon with his patient is obvious. You have a baby's, a child's life, literally in your hands. But in politics as well, decisions that politicians take on a day-to-day basis affect the lives of thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of people. And there is a big responsibility that the decisions we take are like the decisions we take when we're in surgery, have to be evidence-based. So not something I wake up in the morning or because people on Facebook feel this way and then let's do it. So that is populism. It is something which I am completely not in favor of. My decisions, I pride myself, are always based on as much fact as possible, because that gives you the best results. They might not be the most popular decisions, and sometimes they are difficult to take, because at the end of the day we have to go back to the voters for votes. But I think in the long run, they are the decisions that people respect, and respect means you support.
Yes, but how is that moment when you make any decision, it kind of comes always with like big number of people who loves it and the one who doesn't like it? How?
Well, all change brings a bit of anxiety. So even if you're going for a holidays, sometimes you get anxious that you're going on the plane, or change brings anxiety. Especially if the change you don't exactly know where this is going to take you, or if you feel it's going to be something that is worse for you than what you already are. Of course, you can never please everyone all the time, but explaining what you are doing and communicating your policies clearly, transparently, and making sure that what decisions you take are based on fairness, I think wins you the support of many people. I don't believe that we should still remain within the realm of what is red or what is blue, or anything that is red is good or anything that is blue is bad, or vice versa. I think now people appreciate that as long as what you are doing is for the good of the society, for the betterment of the country, then that's appreciated. And I find that, especially in health, for instance, most people feel that what we are doing is beyond party lines. I think there is a broad consensus that the country is proud of its health service, and yes, any change will bring some dissent. But as long as I know that decisions I take are based on fact, evidence-based, then I sleep well.
Very nice. So what else can be done from like Maltese and Cositan citizens? Because we reach already I think believe it's almost 93% of
You're
vaccinated.
talking about vaccination.
Yes.
About COVID. Well, life isn't only COVID, of course. It's been a lot of COVID for me for the last 18 months, but it's not only COVID. And the fact that we are so strongly vaccinated is enabling all of us to live beyond COVID or besides COVID. In a lot of countries still, for instance, we were doing this in the middle of October. Yeah? So in Eastern Europe, these last few days has been exhausting COVID-wise. They have seen the worst number of active cases of COVID since the beginning of the pandemic. Romania, Bulgaria, Russia, they have extremely high numbers. To the extent that there's nothing going on except COVID. The Romanian government lost a vote of confidence the day before yesterday, precisely because of the way it has mishandled, or has been interpreted by the Romanian people to have mishandled the situation of COVID. Luckily here in Malta we are vaccinated to such an extent, and the number of cases are so much under control that we are talking about things beyond COVID. We have a budget on Monday, so we're talking about finances, we're talking about introducing the new legislation for cannabis, we're talking about more services for IVF, we're talking about a lot of other things. So yes, there is life beyond COVID, but the fact that we can discuss that is because we have COVID under control.
The future for Malta looks very bright.
The future for Malta has been, I think, bright over the last 8 or 9 years. We've been going from one year to another with extremely good and strong economic growth. The lives of people have become better. We have introduced a large number of civil liberties, which has made life more pleasant and more enjoyable, and people can live their lives without having to look over their shoulder all the time and worry about other people talking about them. I think life in Malta has become generally more easy, better, both physically and mentally. Yes, the pandemic has been a challenge for the whole world. Some countries are still struggling. We have had a very cooperative general public. We've taken decisions, and I think timely decisions at the right time. Not always popular, as I say, but probably the right decisions. And now we are in a situation where we can enjoy life.
Perfect. If there is something you could give like advice for all of us here in Malta?
Well, I wouldn't be so bold as to give advice to all of Malta, but what I can tell you is my philosophy of how I go about doing things. And this has come to me from when I've been working as a surgeon. When you're a surgeon and you have patients in front of you, you dedicate all your resources, all your attention, all your focus with the biggest enthusiasm that you can possess on that one operation, on what you are doing at the time, and you forget everything. The world can fall, there can be an earthquake, you have to give your 100% to your patient at the time, because that is the one time, the one chance he has in his life for things to go right or wrong. And I think it's the same with everything that you do. If you want to do something, do it fully, purposefully, with passion, with enthusiasm, as if it is the only thing that is worth doing. If that isn't the only thing that is worth doing, don't bother doing it. Do something else. Do what you enjoy doing, but do it well and do it properly. But do it passionately. And if you have a passion, follow it. Never mind what people say, never mind what obstacles fall in your way. Do it, persevere, persist, and eventually you will achieve. And I think that is, if you ask me my advice, that is the philosophy in life and the philosophy I've tried to teach my children. And when I'm in university, what I try to teach my students.
Perfect. I'm very satisfied. Thank
Excellent.
you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.